Hello and welcome back to our Variag Hordes campaign. I've advanced about 6 turns or so from the previous episode, and during that time we fought some skirmishers, some fairly uneventful battles that did lead, however, to the conquest of Anumbar, as well as Athendad. We took this kind of surprisingly. What I found was that Harad moved its forces away from here and set them up towards the north instead. They, of course, have they took which we had sacked earlier. They have not taken this back, but it is under siege. And Harandor, however, has made some gains in the north. It has taken back its settlement here from the rebels after we sacked it. And Harad still owns this, but Harandor is under siege along the coast. Harad also made some gains taking back Habad from the rebels. We, of course, sacked that in a previous episode. But we are sitting now at 3 settlements, and the thing about that is I thought all the hordes would be gone by now, but apparently they are not. We still have basically a horde army here. This is all horde units except for the family members, and so I think the next settlement we take, we're going to lose all of those. Athendad, I didn't expect it to hang on this long. I've had literally 1 unit. A single horde Variag rider is manning the defense here. But we'll probably kick this army away and just I don't know exactly what to do with this army yet. Maybe take Habad back, exterminate the populace, trash the buildings, and maybe go for Karas Nan instead, just to increase the trade with myself. But we'll see what's left. I'm a little concerned about that. We do have a very strong force in Umbar City. We've got all of these non-horde units here. They are going to be sticking around for a while. Of course, we're paying upkeep on them, and that is a potential problem, but we also need bodies. We also have these forts that I have not dealt with yet because they are relatively little threat to me. They will bring us some nice trade income when we get to them eventually, but I don't know where this Swords of Harad unit came from. They can't train them here. They can get footmen and skirmishers, and as you can see, they are basically training skirmishers. I think some of these stronger units came with the garrison. But we can kind of take these at our leisure, and so at this point, there's really not a lot of sense in doing that. We do have a couple of non-horde units in Anumbar, but these horde units are all going to go away. And oddly, a fleet of the city kingdom of Tharbad came down here to pay us a visit. I'm not sure if they're at war with Harad. Nope, they're just in the area, I guess. All right. So I think what we're going to do is just end this turn and see what happens. Harad, as you can see, seems to be kind of moving its armies in this direction, and we need to take advantage of that to see what we can accomplish. Oh, great. So they moved away from Athendad. What I'd love to happen is for Athendad to just rebel. Go to the rebels, and then Harad will have to waste resources taking it back. We have a suitable husband here. Okay, competent governor, competent commander, wall builder. All right. Yeah, that could be good. He's intelligent. I think we'll take it. We'll use him as a governor probably over in Anumbar. The guy I've got governing it now is inept. And not really sure. He's a better commander than he is a governor. So probably we'll swap titles over there. So we get the marriage celebrations. We lost, looks like a female character to death. And we only lost 1,600, but as you can... Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, our profits are doing much better than I thought. Only 1,000. Now, we're going to lose money when this falls, but that's okay. Actually, we could hold this. Do I want to just send a... Yeah, sure. Okay. A trash nomad watchman unit, and yeah, we'll try to hold that. Now, maybe while I'm in the area, I can try to defeat this army, or at least kick it away. Let's see, do we have any other family members we don't want anymore? Maybe Ulgan the Hunter would be good to take out of here. He's not governing Umbar anyway. So if we take him out, we'll be making a bit more money because the actual governor is governing. That's looking very good. And so, yeah, let's, no, we can't reach in this turn. How's everyone doing in terms of supplies? He's well supplied. So yeah, let's set him right up here, and their goal is to threaten Habad. I don't necessarily want to take this with all of these forces, but maybe I should while I have them. All right, I think at this point we can end the turn. So we're going for Outland Dominion in Anumbar, and in Umbar City, we're going for animal fights. We'll just have a couple more seasons to build that. Let's actually take a moment here and look at what our military is going to eventually look like in Umbar. And if we can see, we have our 4 barracks levels potentially here. We've got control posts at level 1. We could build those immediately. These allow us to train footmen of Harad levies. So not too excited about these. Relatively low upkeep, but they're really not that useful to us. They have a combat bonus in the deserts. I guess they'd be okay for garrison. But honestly, tier 2 is going to give us a better garrison troop, cheaper, just a few fewer men, and they actually have some ranged attacks. So I'm tempted to go for these guys instead for garrison stuff. Tier 3 and 4 is where things are going to get interesting. So tier 3 is going to give us our first most basic native troops, nomadic watchmen, and very important step outriders. So this means if I get up to tier 3 military, I can get horse archers, which is hugely important. Still, though, horse archers by themselves are not going to be that useful, but at tier 4, we get, in addition, we get step archers, which allow us to do a much better job of garrison, holding our settlements, defending troops, and dealing with enemy archers. But very important, Variag Riders, which give us some strike capability. So we team these up with the with the step outriders, and then we have a much more reasonable threat. And Variag Axemen for some military presence. They also get us the prize. The reason we decided to come to Umbar was for Retainer Spearmen. Very solid. This is going to be the backbone of our military if we can afford it. I think we can once we get all of Umbar under our control. All of these units too, or most of them, are going to have a combat bonus in the deserts. So Retainer Spearmen. Variag Riders won't, but our step units will. Step Outriders get a combat bonus in the deserts. So do our Nomadic Watchmen. Variag Axemen don't, but the Step Archers do. And the Plainsmen units do as well. So we're going to be pretty decent at fighting in this part of the world. So I'm just going to keep this on low taxes, not building anything here. We're just doing a bit of trading, and we'll end the turn. Okay, we lost Ulgan. Well, it's a very sad day. High Chieftain Ulgan is dead, gone to join the other glorious warriors in the next life. He will be honored as the songsmiths sing of his deeds. And what deeds he has. I mean, he conquered the White City. He came down and conquered Umbar and died on campaign at the end of his life. So good for him. We've got Lor the Hunter as our new king. He is a better commander than he is a governor by far, so we will keep him in the field. He does benefit from a Variag champion, but he's already getting up there in age. You can see he's already seasoned. So his age is beginning to catch up with him. Let's see who our next heir is. This is Fand the Hunter. Again, this is another really good general, but he's seasoned as well. We may want to look at changing that. In terms of diplomatic information, wow. Dale owns Rune. Let's see if that's actually the case. Yes, it is. Wow. Okay. So it looks like our chaos trip up through the north has only helped Dale. I guess that's to be expected. But you never see this. I've never seen Dale make Rune its vassal. That is a big deal. So interesting stuff. They're also forced a peace between Rune and the dwarves. So now Rune is just at war with Dorwinion, and Dale may follow. We'll see how that develops. I did notice some stuff, though, in the past few turns about North Rune. North Rune is doing some crazy stuff. So they're at war with Rovanion, which is kind of expected. I guess they're in the region. But they're also at war with Rohan and the Reunited Kingdom, which means they must be somewhere in the west. I can't really get eyes on a lot of these cities. Dorwinion still holds its initial settlements. Rovanion still holds this at least. They hold the East Bight. They don't hold the Brownlands anymore, but I just don't know where the war is, where Northrune is attacking these factions. So I'm really curious. I'd love to get a spy up there, and I guess I could start doing that. Okay, only losing 700 a turn. This is good. If we can maintain, keep our income increasing, actually, when this gets done, it's going to just about cover it. So that's great. Let's see. Do we want to conquer Habad? We could wreck the harbor, or do we want to just go for Karas Nan? Let's see what's around for Haradrian troops, and I'm not seeing a lot, although they did take back Adabara. Looks like the focus for Harad is now right around here in Harondor. They just took Harphalis with maybe a half stack, and they're not besieging anything else yet, but they may. So it might be good to continue taking the fight to Harad. Do have another scout up here. Let's just get a bit closer to see what we're dealing with in the settlement. Okay, not too much. Now, this is the stuff that we damaged when we sacked it, but we didn't destroy these things, so they're still there. If we wait a little while, Harad will build its Dominion building, which we can then destroy for a lot of money. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Let's go for Karas Nan. I don't know if we're going to assault this. We might just hang out in the field. So many of these troops are free that we can just afford to leave them here. But I will build some siege stuff just in case. So that's 8 seasons. We got 1 season for this Outland Dominion, 1 season for that. Let's see what happens. I have also noticed a Haradrian assassin hanging around Umbar, but we've got a spy in there, so hopefully that's going to be enough. Okay, there is an army moving down here. Okay, we can't leave... That is the problem. We can't just leave this settlement out here to dry, although it's serving its purpose as a distraction. But I'm thinking what I might do instead. They took some troops out of Habad this turn, so let's do this. Let's set up right here and put it under siege. And they're probably going to come back and hit us next turn. Alright, so we finished our Umbar City animal fights and the Outland Dominion. The animal fights in Umbar City are one of this type of building, the brawling contexts. These are going to increase our income and sort of convert to the ways of darkness for us. And it's just a very good purchase. So I wanted to get going on that early. The higher tiers are, of course, more expensive, and they give more benefits, as you might imagine. But now we're actually turning a profit, folks. This is a great moment for our chiefdom. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Control posts. Let's see, we actually have the development now that we could build all of our military stuff, so I think I want to get started on some rudimentary. On the other hand, let's see, this is going to give me a bit of trade, but that's only going to be more valuable once we get rid of these and this, and once we can hold this, which maybe we will, maybe we won't. This is going to be better, the brawling contests, because the income that it provides is not trade-based, it's land tax. So this is going to give us pretty much, 150 or so. It is going to cut into our income taxes slightly. Let's go with this, just basic troops. That is going to hurt our profits a little bit, but I think it's worth it to have some recruitment. And we got a new chiefdom, a new member, court member. And in Anumbar, what do we want to do here? Well, we do have a bit of mismanagement, and building the very cheap consultation is going to decrease some of that. So I think that would be the best option. I don't know if I even want to bother with control posts out here because it is so far from the front that I don't know that we'll need to train things. But we can afford now to rebuild some of these buildings. You may notice that the repair costs are a lot lower now that we've established our dominion in the settlement. And I think this is going to improve things like our trade and our happiness. And of course, it's going to increase our defenses. So I think we'll go with that. That will show that we're losing a lot of money, but I think that's what we have to do. Okay, shockingly, they did not attack me at Habad, which means I'm free to just assault. Oh no! Okay. So they bribed Athendad. Alright. But there's nobody here. Can I get anything over there? No, not yet. Although, I don't think they can train here either. Okay, okay. Yeah, they can't train anything. It's going to rebel. So, let's see if we can take it back immediately. Let's see. The next turn, if there's nothing here, that would be pretty funny. Now, this army, can they reach it? No, they can't. I don't think anything can get over there this turn. So unless they somehow spawn some troops, which I don't see happening, we can walk in there. Now, the other problem is it could rebel, and then we would have to fight a rebelling army. And if this goes over to the rebels, I'm just going to leave. We trashed it already, so no point in doing that. But I think the next thing we want to do is take Habad, this time with the intent of holding it. So let's go here. Let's assault. And there's only 143 men in this, but you know what? We haven't shown an assault in a while, so I think we can afford to do that now. Now, I said holding it. I don't know if we're really going to hold it or if we're just going to give it the Adibara treatment or whatever that settlement was, where we just put a token unit in here to garrison and use it as a distraction. But we can certainly get in here and tear down the buildings. And that's going to help us a lot in terms of economy. Okay, so we've got some old guys here who I wouldn't mind killing off in this battle. We probably want to keep the chieftain and the heir, I guess, out of it, although they're both pretty old as well. We don't have any nomadic watchmen to just throw at this, so let's go with our smallest unit of Variag axes and send them straight in. No sense in waiting. It looks like they're not going to even contest the wall, so we just get them up onto the gate. Once the gate is broken, we get them up onto the towers there. We capture that. They've got a unit of swords in the plaza, as well as this Haradrian Riders unit. Not too worried about that.
The battering ram is at the gates. Our warriors attack. Now is the time for great deeds.
I am, though, curious to see how many of these horde troops are going to disappear when we take this settlement, and I think that is going to dictate what we do with it. If all the horde armies go away, yeah, we're going to be kind of in trouble. And I don't know if we'll be able to hold it.
Our warriors have driven the enemy from his own walls.
The
way to victory is open.
I'll bring a unit of couple horse archers in, just to pull these guys out from the town center. But look at this destruction. This is, I don't know what this was, but it's something that I sacked. I don't remember sacking this specifically, but I know stuff just gets randomly killed or randomly destroyed. Oh, interesting. Some weird texture stuff going on in the corner here. Probably a result of me sacking the landscape or whatever. Okay, so they're not necessarily... Well, they are. They're going to stick around and fight. So I may lose some generals here.
The enemy warlord flees from our warriors. Attack and drive them back in the same way.
Alright, we'll probably just kill this guy with arrow fire. Yep. And so the swords are going to come out now. Oh, and they're going to be just shooting from there. Like cheaters. Alright. So we only lost 30 or so. So the big question with this is what to do with it. I think we'll exterminate.
Victory!
There is another army right outside. Let's see. Lay desolate. Ooh, there's not many people here, though. I want to expel the populace. Why not? And we still have a bunch of horde units. We did lose some, but we still have a bunch. Okay. Well, that's surprising. I thought we were going to lose a bunch of them. Okay, so the Chieftain's Palace is pretty much destroyed. That means I can't recruit an emissary. And it's going to take me a while to make this useful. So I think what I'll do is just destroy everything or some things. Let's see what they have here. Okay, wow. They already built Homeland Dominion. So we'll definitely get rid of that. And we can still get a lot of money for destroying these buildings. See, I'm seeing this as something I will eventually take is the problem. But I don't know that I can take it and hold it for a little while. So I think it's best to destroy stuff like the Healer, the Chamber of Banquets, the Court of Arches. This stuff is cutting into the land tax income for the settlement anyway. Road camp, yeah, you know, let's hold on to that. We will make use of that eventually. Market, same thing. Harbor, yeah, same thing. That's going to get us some trade income when we eventually circle back here to take this. But I don't know that I necessarily want to try to hold this place. It looks like we lost a lot of infantry. We lost some of our horse archers. But we still got some good family members here. So maybe the thing to do is hit this Haradrian army. Do I want to hit them again? What happened to this? Oh, okay. The line of sight left. It looked empty, but it's actually not. It's just that I can't quite see it. So there's a pretty reasonable garrison here. So do I want to hit them again? I think this would be hitting them from the higher ground, so let's look at that. I think we can crush this army. And then, I think we want to start making that rebel settlement ours. Alright, we've got very little cav. I do want to preserve the infantry I've got. And I think they're going to be set up on this side. Not really sure. If we concentrate our charge on the general, then everything else is going to break. Oh, okay, he's setting up. Setting up like that, are you? We can get around them. Well, the general is just sitting outside, so it's a bit of an uphill charge. Let's do it. Yes. Very nice. There he goes. hit the other swords, and we just got to keep up the momentum here. This is not going to be a good charge. And this is where we're going to lose family members, because they're just going to throw javelins at us. Shaken. Wavering. But they're charging in. There goes that unit. Okay, let's pull back. Very dangerous to pull out of melee, though. And we lost one. Who'd we lose? Alright, this guy. This guy was not very good. So, that's fine. And, of course... Alright, I'd rather focus on the Swords of Harad. Okay, let's... no, let's get you. Decent charge here. And they're routing. And they are shaken. Let's hit them in the back with the horse archers. See if we can break them. They're wavering. Alright. Get the red sand archers with my light cav. Yeah, let's run them down.
Like frightened goats, hunt them down and slay them all.
Alrighty. So we lost one. That's going to save us a bit of cash. Alright, we'll put Habad on low taxes and... Well, no one is around just yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and besiege... I can't quite reach it. Okay, but we're going to make Karis Nan our next aim. Take back Athendad just because. And, yeah, let's end this turn. But actually, let's bring some of these Horde units over. Alright, is there anybody in here? Nope. There will be next turn, but you know what? We're going to get there first. This is a good army, but they can't train these guys anymore, so the more we take out, the better. This would be a good army for us to fight, actually. So, let's do that. Yeah, we'll bring you guys up more aggressively. You can reach right about here, so I want to bring our High Chieftain right about here. Could set these guys up to potentially besiege Penumbar Fortress. Might be a better use of their time. And we'll just sort of wait for that siege to resolve itself. Or potentially assault. Alright, again, our profits are just above the negative. I expect this is all going to change because we're going to lose settlements and gain them and so on. But still no one around to take Habad back just yet. So maybe that'll go back to rebels. And do I want to send in... I can't quite reach it, but I can reach it with a bodyguard. And, yeah, maybe this is the guy to send in. Just as a token force. Lay Desolate yet again. Lower taxes, and he's even... He's even keeping it from rebelling. So let's just destroy this for a bit extra money. Alright, and we've got some reasonable forces here to confront the enemy with. We'll probably want to mix and match, but let's see what this army does. Let's get them kind of closer. Well, let's get them closer to one another. Oh, we're quite low here. We just lost a bunch of guys. Okay, so these Horde units, how about this? We'll give you some Horde horse archers. We'll give you... Oh, I can't give you these guys. Band of Lord. Let's give you the 2 family members, I guess, and then the infantry will just have to head you back over here. All right, so now we can take this force to deal with them. One more turn. All right, so they put us under siege. That's fine. We'll hit them next turn. And all this right now is buying us time. We want to get firmly established in the Umbar region. We want to make sure that we can hold this stuff. And so far that's doing great. 1,700 profits last turn. And we've still got 83,000 in the bank. That's very, very good. We can make a couple hundred. Habad, I'm thinking, is going to rebel. I hope it does soon before Harad gets there. And actually, we're close enough now that we can bring these 2 infantry forces to bear. Bring them all together. And we can attack. So that's what we'll do the next turn, folks. We're going to have a fight with some of the stronger units left in the region from Harad. We'll take a quick look around to see what else is on the way, but it's not looking like much. And so I'm very encouraged to see that. It looks like we are carving out quite the room for ourselves here. In a few turns, we'll be able to start training troops, start garrisoning these forts after we take them back, and then potentially push on towards the north and conquer all of this for good this time before starting to push east. So thank you very much for joining me, everybody, and I hope you'll check me out in the next episode. Until then, take care.